back to Views. Today I am joined by my two friends.
My name is Kevin De Leon.
I'm Amy Gracious.
And we are talking about the topic of success today. Success specifically with 20 people in their 20s because we are in our 20s. And I think that we're all starting on our journey. Well, you've already started a little bit before us, but starting on our journey of just the professional world of life. Today's first question is, what defines success in your eyes?
Do you want to start?
Okay, I can start.
If you want.
For me, the first part of understanding that question is knowing yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you know what makes you kind of happy and what naturally drives you, then you know what success will look like. I don't think you can, at least that's my opinion.
Yeah, I actually really, if you would have asked me this, if you would have asked me this a couple months ago, I probably would have been like, success is 2 million followers and $500,000 in the bank and people recognizing you and your work and whatever. But I was basing that off of what I thought I wanted out of life. And not even the followers part, just the money and the recognition. But now I've learned myself a lot more in these past couple months. Learned what I like and what I don't like as far as working, as far as being a mentor, being mentored. It's just a lot of the professional world, and I definitely could care less about public recognition. I want to be recognized for what I do in my work and how I made a difference wherever I was, but it can be internally. As long as someone is like, I know that you did this is your work, I'm like, cool. I'm successful if I've impacted somebody's life. Mm-hmm. And that's how I define success to myself. Also being able to buy my own house.
Yeah.
With cash.
Yeah, I also feel that you have to know yourself. And for every different person, I feel like success is defined in a different way. I think in the past, I also would have been like, okay, the white picket fence, the perfect family,
mm-hmm.
Doing things the right way and not out of order.
But what is the right way these days?
Right. And so, I've already, gone out of order in the way things that normally, society would say, you're successful if you go to college, you graduate, then you get comfortable, in your profession, then you move on to have a family. So, doing things backwards already. But I feel like throughout all of that journey, it has made me look at more of internal success. What makes me happy, I've never really been one about, wanting the job that makes the most money, which teaching obviously,
Yeah.
But it's never been a thing for me as long as my family and I are comfortable, that makes me happy, So, and I love that you said, if you can make an impact on someone's life. I agree too. And with teaching, that's one of the best places for it. So.
Yeah, I actually, I'm still very close with some of the teachers that was in high school with me,
mm-hmm.
were in high school with me. Some of my teachers and educators from high school, because they made such an impact on my life. Yeah. That I always said when I graduated that school, I would never come back. I would never, because I was traumatized by the students and the things that I went through in high school. But I always go back because I love the teachers who poured into me, and they made an impact on me, and that's why I'm kind of changing my path to education, because had it not been for them, I would not have made it out of high school. Well, and my mother.
Right. Gotta give her credit.
I'm gonna say it off camera.
Oh, okay. You don't want
I really want to make an impact on somebody's life, and obviously, I would love for them to tell me, "Hey, Kanisha, when you did this really changed my life." Because then how am I gonna know? But
yeah.
I guess you can just tell. I was talking to my principal last week, and quick little story time. When I was in high school, I hated it so much. I was so miserable. I was going to change schools. My mom was going to take me out of school. But then one day, The head principal, my assistant principal, and my counselor, they all called a meeting with me and my mom, and they sat down and made sure that I was not going to leave that school. Like, they were just like, we want you here, we care about you, we're going to do whatever we can to, like, make you not miserable anymore.
Right.
And that completely changed, like, everything that I ever thought about that school. And I'm like, wow, people really do care about me. And I asked him last week, I'm like, why did y'all do that? And he said, because you had potential, and you still do have so much potential, and we didn't want to see you feel like that, basically.
Right.
And I'm like, wow. I see him as successful. I see all of them as successful because they continue to do that, not just with me, but with other students. And that's what they want to do, and that's what they love to do. So
yeah, that's cool.
That was a tangent.
It's all related, though, I feel.
Yeah. I guess we can go into, how do you measure your own success now in your life, or before, or like how will you measure it in the future? 3 parts.
I mean, I think, like, since we've been talking, I think that, myself included, a lot of people measure their success by recognition. So, like, I want students to come back to me and be like, you changed my life, you know? And a lot of times, that probably won't happen.
Right, exactly.
It will, I'm sure, at some point. But I believe that we still do make impacts that maybe the student's not aware of.
Yeah.
But anyway, yes, I feel that a lot of times I define, like, my success on recognition. So, like, if you tell me that I'm successful, or if you tell me that I'm this, and this, then I feel like that's measuring my own success. But I don't feel like that's necessarily the healthiest way to look at it, because, like, internally, I want to just feel successful in my own, like, expectations, you know?
Side note, do you know what your love language is?
That's so weird that you said that. No, it really
I'm
is, because
obsessed
I
with love
literally
languages.
just learned about love languages yesterday.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I don't know, technically, I haven't taken the questionnaire to see, like, what my highest one is, but I feel like one of my biggest ones is physical touch, and, like, maybe
Would it be?
affirmation.
Yeah, and I'm like, that's probably why you measure your success like that, because
Yes.
you are a words of affirmation person, which then it would make sense why you
Right.
would. Yeah.
Yeah.
How do
I
you,
like that.
well, never mind, I guess you answered my question.
Go ahead.
How would that help, yeah, you just answered the question.
Oh, I think I know what your question was going to be, too.
Yeah.
Dang, you just put me on the spot. You were going to say, like, how did that tie back to?
No, like, how do you think that could help you understand your success, I guess, better? Like, or can you give me an example of what these love languages are, kind of?
Oh, okay. The
to
love
get an
languages
understanding?
are it's a book. It's a whole lot of books, which I
think
feel like
someone
all
else
could be
had-
one book.
Mention it to me.
Words of affirmation, physical touch, receiving gifts, quality time,
And service.
and acts of service.
Acts of service.
Like, you to people or people to you?
So it's receiving and giving.
Yeah,
right.
but most
So-
people focus on how they receive love.
And
Yeah.
obviously everybody has a little bit of everything, but it's like, what are their two strongest ones?
Yeah. I think I know my strongest one is quality time, and then my second strongest one is words of affirmation, which
Okay.
I did not think was, but seeing
Right.
to like where I am now, I can see how when I didn't get those words, it kind of affected me negatively. So
Yeah.
And you think this would apply to like every relationship you have, or just specific? Like, how do you?
I think it applies to literally everything.
I
I
feel that
always
way too.
ask people about their love languages.
Yeah.
It's
I like
so.
that.
It'd be interesting to
Yeah.
see what it is.
I just feel like everyone should know their love languages and their strengths, like their strength finder strengths. Just because you know about yourself, you can literally be like, "This is my love language. Talk to me nice in that love language," you know. And then like even with just saying 2 phrases, you can understand somebody better, even if you don't know them. Like, oh, so you're a touch person, I'm not, so don't touch me. Like,
right.
it's just like
knowing it is so important. I feel.
Yeah, physical touch is my last one.
My son, I don't think he's physical touch, so doesn't want to do the hugs, none of that.
Yeah, I know. I was like, dang, this little boy really don't like me.
And it would make me, I get offended. I'm like, oh my God, my kid doesn't like me. But it's like, no, that's just not the way he likes to receive love the most. So.
What do you think he likes?
I feel like he's quality time for sure, and receiving gifts.
Oh, yeah.
You know, what kid isn't usually
Yeah,
receiving
yeah,
gifts, but
that's funny.
time is
Yeah.
most important.
I wish we need to have a whole panel on love languages because
we should.
after I read that book, I realized my nephew was definitely physical touch because he always wants to hug me, and I'm like, bro, get away. But I'm like, you're a kid. I gotta hug him. I gotta love him. How do you measure your success, Kevin?
That's a great question. Yeah, I think she touched a little bit upon this. It's like kind of meeting your own expectations, right? Like, what steps are you taking to meet your own expectations? Understanding that there's going to be failures in that, and I think that is measuring the success. It's like, how many times have I tried and failed? That means that I'm getting closer to that success, because that means like you want it bad, and you will continue to try it. Because some people try, fail, and then stop. So then it's like, how are you going to be successful at something when you're not continuously failing at it?
Yeah.
That is a bad
Right.
success.
I have a question though. Did you ever see those viral videos where this boy was like, I got a question?
No.
Okay, I'm gonna have to show y'all. If I can find a way to edit that video into this video, I would definitely put it up there. How many times like when is it time to give up?
That's a great question, actually. Yeah. How do you know?
Because like people always say, fail and try again. But what if that's not what you're supposed to be doing?
No, yeah, that's a great point. But I feel like you should be you should kind of feel that. And this is kind of hard to say because like, oh, what does that mean? But like, I feel like you know by your instincts.
Yeah.
Like your gut feeling.
Yeah.
Like you know, like I love this and I want to continue doing this no matter how hard I'm like failing. And also, you have to have that circle that's around you to be straight up with you and be like,
Right.
nah.
Nah, bro, you're not a
Like
rapper.
you're not a exactly like you're not gonna do that.
You're not a dancer,
So
but
it takes two things, like your inner gut kind of thing, like what's your subconscious telling you, and then the people that are closest to you that know you the best.
like your circle,
Right.
which I think honestly, sometimes when you're doing something and you're trying to be successful at it, it's necessary to take a break from the failure because
for sure.
just like a prime example in my life, I am a writer. I've been a writer forever. I love it. It's like my outlet.
Yeah.
But for the past couple of months, I've been like dealing with a lot of life stuff that I wasn't able to keep up with, like my blog and my social media and like everything that I wanted to get out into the world. I couldn't focus on it, and I kept failing. Everything I tried to do just kept plummeting, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna just keep trying to do something different. But then I had to sit back and say, you need to take a break because you're just going to continue to fail if you don't stop and figure out why you're failing.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that taking a break from failing is very, very necessary, in my opinion. I don't know what other people would say, if y'all will agree or not.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's still like the saying, sleep on it goes, you know.
Yeah, for a couple months.
Yeah.
Right, not
Sometimes
just a night.
Not just a night, but
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Right. I mean, I feel like you have to take a step back and reflect and like
Yeah.
look at what's going on, and like you said, even just look at why am I failing. Like we can sit there and say, oh, fail, get up, back and try, but what am I going to do differently? You
Yeah.
know?
Even if you are like, oh, go ahead.
Yeah, like even like taking a break, like reading this book, Love Languages, learning something new. That then it's like, okay, how does this book help me see that situation differently?
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
Absolutely.
learning more about yourself and then how using those lenses
Mm-hmm.
to see the situation in a different way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just really think that like you can never learn too much about yourself. Even
I agree.
there are a trillion, billion books out there. I am currently trying to get through a book called Emotional Intelligence 2.0. Read the book. It's actually, I'm listening to it on audio.
Yeah.
And I hate when people tell me that audio is not the same as reading because it's the same book. But
So I've experienced
it's not
one.
the same though. I can agree.
Because so I'm reading books that are like self-help type of things as well, and sometimes I also do it while I'm working though. So like maybe that's how I get it. But I feel like with a book you kind of put a sticky note and be like, how does this apply to my life? Sometimes you need time to think about how does this apply to you,
True.
or like how okay let me recognize this thing in my life, if that makes sense. So that's the only way I would say books can help is because you can study it a little bit more and really go deep into it. But
Yeah, that makes a
hearing
lot
it
more
for the-
sense.
when you read a book like that, you should probably read it multiple times anyway. I've
Mhm.
learned.
I'm
So like
definitely-
just
yeah.
listening to it the first time and then be, I really love this book. Let me buy it and read it. Would be a second.
That's yeah, because I have a subscription to Audible which I forgot to cancel and they charged me for it, but
Yeah.
whatever.
I just canceled mine like a week ago too.
They just charged me and I was like, where did my money go? But I actually am going to buy that book because I'm listening to it and I'm like, there's some stuff I need to write down.
Yeah.
So
I
you
did-
make a good point.
I did the same exact thing like last month. I was listening to a book. I was like, this book is amazing, and then I bought it and I'm like, I need to read it.
Yeah. That you really make a good point. But the other people who argue it have no back up to, it's not the same. Why isn't it? It's just not.
Yeah, you can't say that unless you experience it.
Just not.
Yeah.
I think that having a circle, and I saw, like, I'm sure we all see the videos that people say, like, you need to have people who are going to elevate you, and I've always heard that you need to have friends who are above your level and friends who are below your level, so people can pull you and you can pull them, and it's just like an equal, like, pouring and giving and all of that, which I totally agree with, and I think that's very necessary for your circle. And I think that, like, as we grow, we learn that everyone, no matter how close you are, no matter how long you've been friends, no matter if they're your family or not, is not meant to go with you. And that's one of the hardest pills to swallow, at least for me. For, like, the sake of my success, everyone can't come with me. Even if, like, you love them and you're like, all right, bro, you just kind of dragging me down. Maybe this isn't the season for you to be on my phone every single day.
Right.
And I'm still kind of, like, learning about, like, the circle and who, you know, maneuver it. But I think that's super important for your success and defining your success is people who can critique you in a loving manner and people who can be like, all right, frank evaluation. This is what I'm seeing you doing. I'm hearing you say this, but you're not doing it. You need to do it. Or I saw you do this and it was wrong, but I think that you can do it this way. Like, just friends who can also hold you accountable for a lot of things. Even accountability partners, business besties as they call, mentors. Like, there's so many people who go in your circle who is a part of your success, in my opinion.
Well, I was going to say, I think also with family, at least, you know, some different aspects of my family, they don't always have the, like how you said, it's all about your presentation. So, like, giving advice, but in a gentle way, you know. And so not everyone, you know, in everyone's family does that. Or is even, like, healthy enough maybe to, like, be giving the advice. You know what I mean? Like, that's just been my experience. So it's like my support group or my circle is made up of family, friends, mentors, like you said, all sorts of different people.
I just saw a Facebook post the other day. I'm actually in a whole bunch of Facebook groups that have to do with, like, where I want to go, and it's very helpful. I saw a post and the girl was like, what, you know, is support to you? What does it mean to you? And she started to explain what support was to her, and I commented, and I'm like, you know, support is helping someone do something the right way without, like, tearing them down, and making sure people feel respected and heard, even if their ideas weren't a good idea, respecting that they had an idea to give, and helping them do the right thing. And just, I don't know, specifically, like, if someone does something wrong, if this is their first time in whatever role they're in or whatever, not letting every wrong thing build up until you can't take it anymore, and then you're like, we need to have a talk. You're doing a terrible job. Right. That's not supportive. That's not, you know, that's just not how you do things for people, I feel like. And that's like a part of the circle too. You have to have the right mentors, and mentors are like a give and take. It's like finding the right mentor is like a job hunt. Thanks so much for watching Views. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. Follow us all on Instagram and visit my website so you never miss an update. See you at the next episode.